Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I am now at the world famous Terracotta Warrior here in Xi'an. Wanted to let you guys know that if you have any questions about traveling in China or you just want like a free itinerary about a city, just DM me and email me. I will have them sent to you. Of course, it's better if you join my tours. I do have English guides in almost all the major cities here in China. It is a personal trip. You can make it however you want with whatever budget that you might have. So make sure you DM me on Go with Janelle on Instagram or just email me at info@travelwithjanelle.com. On this episode, I am taking you to Summer Palace and also the Temple of Heaven. So we're heading into the Summer Palace now. It was originally built in the year 1750, built by Qianmen. He built it to celebrate his mother's birthday. And unfortunately, it's been rebuilt twice because they were destroyed. And it is one of the 4 imperial gardens of China. This is the Summer Palace. This is the Hall of Longevity. This is where they would hold like morning court if they were to reside here in the summer. But actually they do come here in the winter as well, although they call it the Summer Palace. This is where they will see the officials and all of them in the back here. Dragon represents the empire, right? But for Qixi, she put the phoenix in the front. That means that she thinks that her power is definitely over the empire, which is really what she did for like 48 years. This whole entire palace or imperial garden is surrounded by a lake called Kunming Lake. It is in the shape of a peach, and it means longevity. It's entirely dug by hand. They use the soil to build this hill that you can get like a panoramic view of the whole garden. 2 highlights in this palace is the long corridor, which is 728 meters long. And there are like 14,000 paintings on it. It's really, really pretty. And the other one is this marble boat, which is for decorative purposes. It doesn't actually float. Right? In the summertime, this lake is full of lotus flowers, like the gardens that we see in Suzhou and Hangzhou. Many people are feeding the fishes, lots of koi fishes. Look at these. So David wants to tell us some other fun facts, not only about the Summer Palace, but about the Dragon Lady, whose legit name is
Cixi. Yeah, she was very luxurious. When she take a bath, she would use up to more than 100 towels. Yeah, so each towel she used only for once, and then the towel would be thrown away. And but some clever eunuchs, they try to do some business with the towels, with the used towels. And for example, the eunuch can sell good price to the businessman. Another luxurious thing just would use 1 pair socks only for 1 day.
never reuse them, never wash. The socks is like 1 dragon and 1 phoenix overpowers the empire.
Yeah.
That's why she put phoenix over the dragon.
Yeah.
This is a statue, we call it Baozhenshi. We can tell from the shape of the stone is this shape is square, look like ink stone. So what kind of person use ink stone? So from this we can tell this is a civil facial family.
Alright guys, so we had arrived at the long corridor, which is the longest corridor in the whole entire world. 10,000 paintings on it, and they're all different. It goes all the way down. The reason why they built it is because they wanted to separate a line between the mountains and the lake. The other reason is when it rained, the emperor and empresses, they wanted to enjoy the scenery, so they built this on top so they don't get wet. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that. So gorgeous, right? Honestly, in my opinion, it's hard to choose, I know, but spring break probably still a much better time to come than the summer if you have kids, because in the summer, you're gonna have to endure the Beijing's heat. But I personally would come in the winter, even though it's gonna be cold, because you can actually ski around Beijing. There are ski resorts, and you will pretty much have these places all to yourself. Also, you can take a detour to Harbin. This is the Kunming Lake. All right, guys, so this is the marble boats. It was built in 1755. Very pretty. Qianmen. He's saying that boat actually represent himself. So for it to be so stable here, he wants to say that there's a perfect balance between the common people and him. And also because it doesn't actually float, right? But it's so stable there. He wants to represent that the Qing dynasty is actually very, very stable, very calm, and everyone is happy, wealthy, and healthy. And this is like a symbolic meaning of it. This is the somewhat more peaceful area already. It reminds me of Suzhou a little bit because of all the willow trees. Lots of beautiful willow trees here.
A few moments later.
Time for a quick local lunch. The pan-fried dumplings were so good. Oh, so what did we just do? Tasting. How many? Like 11 of them. I am here now at the Temple of Heaven, built in 1420 during the Ming Dynasty. It was where emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasty would come to pray for good harvests and offer sacrifices to heaven. The design is packed with symbolism. The entire complex is round to represent heaven, while the square base symbolizes the earth. The most iconic structure, a triple gable circular building that's completely wooden and was built without a single nail. So the empire would come here 4 times a year doing different rituals because he needs to pray for the nation, for the people, to the gods in heaven. So that's why he has to do that. So now we're gonna go look at what is inside, although we cannot go inside, and see the 4 pillars. Look at the details, the carving, the gold, the windows, not one single nail that they use. Really, really cool. So now this is the Temple of Heaven. During the sunset time, the sun is setting right now. So let me show you guys the colors that I am looking at. When the sun hit on it, the gold really, really stand out, and the blue is this royal vivid blue, almost purple, so gorgeous. All right, guys, so we are now at this place called Tiananmen Square, which is a pedestrian street again, but with much more shops and restaurants, and it is like a huge area. Basically, if you want any souvenir, you can actually get them here. So what do you think of this area, David?
It's an amazing place.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes, and also here, not only tourists, but local people would come here.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of nice vendors, shops here.
This is where we're eating tonight. Yeah, we're here at the Beijing hot pot restaurant. So guys, this is the front of the restaurant. In China, it's actually quite often that you will have your own room. All right, arrived at the Beijingese hot pot restaurant. They're very, very famous for lamb and of course the beef as well. But this seafood one, if you can eat seafood, you can absolutely get because they are famous for that. Very good price. If you eat lamb, you can get the lamb skewers as well. This restaurant has been there for so long and super reasonable price. I do recommend it. All right, guys, so this is the oldest street in China. It's been here for over 600 years. So this is what it's like at nighttime, and it is just as crowded as Hangzhou or Suzhou because those places are so busy in the summer. So be prepared for that. This is the most crowded area now. Alright guys, so now I am in an area of Beijing that is very, very modern. I want to tell you guys that Beijing is not all just old and everything old. This is a place that I actually do enjoy coming. I wouldn't say it is like an Instagram hotspot or anything, but it has a really nice view of one of Beijing's iconic building. It is the CCTV headquarters, and just in case you don't know what is CCTV, it's like the national television station. It's the biggest one. The nickname is called Big Pants because it looks like a pair of pants. It was finished in 2012. And over here, if you go outside, you can get a really nice view of it. What is special about this building, and by the way, it won many, many awards, is that it has like a closed loop design. So it means like it symbolizes unity and harmony in Chinese ways. It is actually a really special building. So definitely a very chill place because look at the people behind me. There are like no tables outside, but a very, very chill vibe for sure. For me, sometimes I like places that has a view, so this is definitely one of the spots. And I know the food is actually amazing here. I have had burgers here before. You'll be like, why do I want burgers if I come all the way to Beijing, right? But sometimes when you have just Chinese food every day, you want to have some like a comfort food, right? Then I get it, and this is the place for it. Nachos, chicken wings, but the burger is actually really good. So make sure you give that a try.
The next day.
Right now, we have the Tiananmen. It was built in 1420, so about 600 years old. It was one of the first gates they built in the city area. By the way, guys, if you probably cannot tell, we are in Tiananmen Square. Of course, it's situated in the heart of Beijing, like actually right in the middle. Not just a spot for photos, definitely has lots of history and significance. It was built in 1651 during the Ming Dynasty. Oh gosh, countless events happen here. This is the White House and Pentagon of China, if that makes sense. The most highly restricted area in the country, your gateway to the Forbidden City. Because if you're gonna go to Forbidden City and to see the picture of President Mao, you're gonna come across this square because they are all together. Like in one place, they're all next to each other. That's why there are so much people here, like every day. And when I meant that, it is the monument of People's Hero, which is President Mao. We're gonna see that in a few minutes. He is the national hero. He accomplished a lot of things in his lifetime. You will see his face everywhere. People sell magnets of him, paintings of him, many things of him. This is the biggest square in the whole entire world. 44 hectares. That's like equivalent to 61 soccer fields. This whole thing. Whole thing. This is the Congress Hall for China, where they host a lot of the Congress meeting and of the Communist Party. This is where those meetings happen. Let me tell you guys something. It only took 9 months to build each building. 9 months, that's all it took to build this gigantic building behind me. Wow. We are right in the front. Can you see Chairman Mao? Highly respected by the local people. Hopefully when you do come, respect the people's culture, respect the country. I just wanted to point out that like the Forbidden Palace or Tiananmen Square is not only a place for tourists, trust me, more locals come here than anything because they really respect their heritage, their history, culture, their chairman. As you can see, there are so much kids. This is like a local thing, a national thing. Other people from across like the country will come, and this is something that they really do.
And also, the Forbidden City tickets are like the hardest to get, but I should be able to help you.
All right, now we are walking through the very middle gate in the central axis. And back then, only the empire can walk through the middle gates. The empress can only walk through this on her wedding day, and only like 3 other scholars, if they win the top of the scholars like award or something, then they can go through this gate. The rest, there's never any other common people or high official. They can never go through the middle of this gate. It is very important.
Also, I think it's worth pointing out that actually the Forbidden Palace is not open on Mondays.
All right, so guys, there are 5 bridges over here, and the water here is for drainage purposes and fire back then. The Forbidden Palace is actually divided into 3 parts: the working quarter, the living quarter, and also the garden, of course. So if you are looking around the Forbidden City, you can see that the 2 main colors are yellow and red. It was the empire's color, like only he can use these 2 colors. You see these little square on the ground. You know, this is a huge square, right? This is how the officials were supposed to stand. They gave them a space so that it's in a very straight line. So this is called Forbidden City because if you are not in the royal family, or like if you're not an official, you're forbidden to come in. It was built in 1420 and it served over 24 empires over 500 years. It is a gigantic place with over 8,000 rooms. So ideally, they would say that there are 10,000 rooms because 10,000 is the number the empire would use. By the time they count it again, like a few years ago, it's 8,704 rooms because a storage is also a room. So it is a huge place. Obviously, even if you come here, even you come for a whole week, it's impossible for you to be visiting the whole place because not the whole place is open. Only maybe 1/3 of the whole palace. But absolutely a must if you ever come here. Every step that you take you're stepping on history. We are arriving at the office. As this is the main office of the empire, it's very, very crowded. Everyone is trying to peek inside. It took 14 years, over 1 million workers to build this place. This entire palace is designed around feng shui principle with the layout symbolizing harmony between heaven and earth.
Think of this lioness as the imperial family protecting the cup that symbolizes their dynasty's future.
And now we have just entered the living quarter of the empire. Tianqing, absolutely gorgeous. There are 27 beds inside because you will never know which bed the empire is going to sleep on for safety and security purposes.
This red wall here isn't just for defense, it's 10 feet thick. Its real purpose was to separate the divine empire and his inner court from everyone else. And then now we're at the Palace of Gathered Elegance. This was the private apartment of Empress Qixi. This was the real center of her power and her daily life. She lived here longer than any other place in the Forbidden City. We were able to see her bedroom, her office, her dining room. You can also see the phoenix that we talked about earlier right in front of her courtyard.
This is where she used to live. We are now at the Imperial Garden, which is the third section in the back of the Forbidden Palace. If you can recognize these rock formations, they are the same as Yu Garden in Shanghai. If you didn't watch it yet, go back to that episode because this is more like a mini version, but it's still a huge complex. Super duper crowded. Yeah. It's definitely not peaceful, but worth to see you here.
Make sure you hire a guide, otherwise they will all just be rooms after rooms to you, and I can help you with that, guys.
Moments later.
Okay, this place is also famous for Peking duck, very reasonable price.
And we also ordered jjajangmian. This is what you get: noodles with a separate bowl of that dark salty pork and bean paste sauce, and then mix it all together. Then there you have it.
We're at the tea house and we're here to taste some tea. Whoa.
My group also wanted to have a proper tea tasting and it did not disappoint. We learned quite a bit. I even got a lesson on how to warm the teacup, smell the tea, and hold the teacup like a proper lady. A skill I definitely didn't have before. I would say that we all pretty much enjoy it. It was a really nice experience. Hopefully you guys will get to experience it. We also took a stroll by the Bell and Drum Tower.
This is the old Beijing color.
And then another very interesting thing is make sure you're looking at everyone's costume. It's like going back in time.
We are back on the street again. I do find it very, very local and still yet commercial, but it's definitely worth it to come here because it takes you to the lake. If you want to see the vibe of Beijing at night, I do think that you should come here and take a peek if you have time.
David, our guide, shared with us that you can tell the status of the family who lived in a Wutong courtyard by counting the wooden nail on the main gates. The more nails, the higher the rank.
Oh my gosh, this is their kitchen now. We are in a traditional 四客园. Oh, this is their local home. This is not a commercial visit. It's not planned. We literally asked someone if we can visit. Wow, this is the bathroom. Wow, look at this. This is their living room where they eat. Very interesting.
We are so glad the family let us visit their home, and it was time to leave. We were also able to see how busy it got at night. Then we decided on Beijing meat barbecue. Absolutely fantastic. And since it was our last night, we decided to go for drinks. Thank you, Darren and Olivia. It was a wonderful night. This is a very nice lounge, guys. I highly recommend it. I'm gonna put it in the description box.
The next day.
Alright guys, so I am doing something that I have done before, but I don't know if I ever filmed it. So I am now gonna do a photo shoot in Beijing. They have so much costumes for you to pick. You can do it as like a family portrait, like Empire, the Empress with your kids. with your grandma. You know, you can do it like the whole 9 yards. But for me, of course, I'm just doing a solo shoot. The prices here are very, very reasonable. Of course, there are like studios that are like 6 times the price.
The makeup and hair was super efficient and fast. It only took about 30 or 45 minutes, and I picked a plan that was $599.
After a gown change, this is what I look like. I feel like this is a little bit more appropriate for my age. I don't want to try to look like I'm 20-something when I am not.
Guys, this is not a mistake. This is the Forbidden City on a Monday when it's closed.
So guys, they wear this only like the higher rank concubine would be able to wear this to protect their fingers. So funny, right? And I am now at Zhongshan Park. It's very, very peaceful and quiet here. Maybe because today is a Monday, so it is a perfect place for pictures. Wow, guys, so this is actually really needed because it's very hard to walk in these shoes. So my photographer is helping me.
I will be honest, I wouldn't say I love the pictures like the ones in Yunnan, but it was a great experience. It was also just because I was too tired.
I am going to now the Beijing South Station. It's about 30 minutes without traffic. I'm trying to avoid the 5 p.m. traffic jam because it will go all the way until like 9. So right now it's 3. Make sure you can do that as well if you come next time because the Beijing traffic is no joke, especially also in the morning. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy Beijing because definitely one of the must-go city in the world. It is the capital of China. There's so much for you to explore, from the modernization like CBD to of course the Great Wall of China, and also the Forbidden City, aside from many other palaces and residences, or just like the old Beijing. Like this is the old Beijing, the Hutong.
Amazing with the duck egg. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this Beijing series. Hopefully you all enjoy it. On next week's episode, I'll be taking you to the food capital of Malaysia, one of the most underrated country in the world. I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.